Today we are going to repair a regular hairdryer. The hairdryer works, but after running for a few minutes, it suddenly shuts off and you have to wait before it will turn on again. We need to figure out what the problem is. The hairdryer is a Maestro brand, model MR202, with a power of 1800 watts. There is also a power regulator at the bottom, which switches between 3 positions. Now I'm turning on the hairdryer and checking how it works. For now, I'm turning it on at medium power and we need to wait a little bit. 1 minute has passed and it turned off. We need to figure out what happened. With these kinds of malfunctions, the first thing you should check is the intake air vent at the back, which often gets clogged with dust and other debris. As a result, air doesn't circulate well through the hairdryer, which triggers the safety mechanism. In this particular hairdryer, the intake mesh isn't clogged yet, but it's still a good idea to blow it out with a compressor just to be sure. To clean the hairdryer, I use a compressor with a blowgun. Let's turn on the compressor and get started. If you don't have a compressor, you'll have to disassemble the hairdryer and wash the mesh with water. If cleaning the intake opening, which can often become clogged, doesn't effectively help to resolve the issue, you will then need to carefully take the hairdryer completely apart and thoroughly check how the internal fan blades are spinning and rotating. To begin this process, carefully unscrew the 2 primary screws located on the handle and then gently disassemble the main body of the hairdryer. At the very top section, you will need to carefully pry it open with an appropriate tool to successfully remove the protective cover. Here you can see there's a bit of hair but no more dust. In front of us is the control board, the motor with the fan, and the heating element is also located here. Carefully remove it so as not to damage anything. Check how the fan blades spin. It spins easily without any noticeable resistance. If the fan doesn't spin well, you'll need to remove the blades and check the cleanliness of the shaft, because hair often gets wrapped around it, making it hard to spin. There's also a lot of dust inside the case near the outlet, which also needs to be removed so it doesn't smell bad in the future. These are the kinds of dust clumps that have collected in the hairdryer. If the core is clean and the fan blades spin easily, you need to check the thermostat. The thermostat, an essential component, is precisely located on the heating element itself and possesses 2 distinct electrical contacts that absolutely need to be thoroughly checked for any issues and, if necessary, meticulously cleaned to ensure optimal performance and safety. To clean the contacts, you can use regular sandpaper, the finest grade, 0 grit. Tear off a small delicate piece, just a tiny corner, and then gently and carefully clean the electrical contacts on both sides of the component. After that, you need to reassemble the hairdryer in the reverse order. Put the thermal insulation of the casing back in place. And the crucial heating element, which is responsible for generating the necessary warmth. Now you can screw on the back part of the casing, making sure not to pinch the wires that are inside the handle. And screw both halves together. The long screw goes at the top, the short one at the bottom. After assembly, you need to check the hairdryer to see how it works. Turn it on. I've carefully set it to the absolute highest power and will now diligently watch and observe. 5 minutes have passed and the hairdryer hasn't turned off. In my case, the cause of the malfunction was simply burnt contacts on the thermal switch.